Take about 70 feet in the air, and they called me 116. You crazy man. Went back out and hope you like waggy. I don't bump you. Roger, yeah, Slim was in there too, that's 755, come on. I'm in here, I'm running my old Galaxy Saturn base with a Galaxy Echo talk block, Roger beat, microphone. And I've got over 165 built, marks on the side. Antron in the air about 35, 45 feet. And on the top of the tower. They call me Slammer, and I'm reading the mail. I'm going to try to say hello to everybody on the radio and the computer at the same time. I don't know if I can do it or not, but anyway. About that 15-4, come on. That's all right. We talking on, instead of just my team, talking on the beams tonight. We got a Ranger RCI 63 FFD4. Got that in line along with a 2018 Extreme microphone. Other than that, we barefooted there, right? Yeah, for one, well, it's sounding good over here. No doubt about it. There's something going on with this radio's relay, I guess, so it comes in and out, you know, it's working fine, you know, the other day. Now it's trying to act up a little bit, but I'll give it a spanking later. How about that not Ranger?
Yeah, I'm in here. I'm still getting my side set up, but I'm talking on a vintage, probably 1974 Regency CR-230 23 channel bass crystal synthesis. Not a bad looking radio or mobile for the 70s. Got a nice big meter on it, and got a D104 on it. Got the old 10 tube receive preamp, otherwise known as the DNA Phantom reverse preamp, going into my homemade wire J pole about 90 feet, and I had to snap like 3 or 4 ferrite chokes on the D104 to keep the radio from squealing when I keyed down.
I'll give me a squeak. 10-4, that's sounding good.
Oh, this radio had good modulation on it, you know, with the D104 on it and peaked and all that. It was an audio monster on transmit.
Yeah, 10-4. Well, I can understand about that reverse preamp. That's what I got going on over here myself. Right, you know why I think about you?
Do I want to know?
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'll see my squeaky. I'll see if I can get it over here in a minute.
Hello. Okay, I'm crazy man. Are you interested in what I'm talking on? Come on. What you talking on? It's a DAC Mark 9 radio telephone. I don't know what year, probably 77, 78, something like that. And I didn't want to be outdone by that not Ranger and his reverse preamp, but 10-tube reverse preamp. So if you look at that, your video monitor right there, you'll see my reverse preamp over here. That's it right there. Okay, back over here again. That's supposed to be looking at, but I'm only using it as a receive preamp. I call it a reverse preamp. That way I give it to people, they don't have to buy one to hear me. Roger? Hey, you, Roger. Is that 10 tubes also? 10 tube receive preamp, yeah. Okay, I just want to know so I can have mine calibrated. Hello. Hello, King B. Yeah, that sounded great. info on that there. It's got, you gotta use a certain length of coax for that thing, don't you? Isn't it a 50-foot piece or something like that? Roger, yeah, I saw a guy the other day that had one on the back of his van. Well, I'm glad I got to hear one. I was thinking about getting one and playing around with it, you know, and putting it in the bedroom where I could listen to Crazy Man talk about me at night. Boy, I do. I dream about you. I was running over the field by that. It's I heard a mud duck out there. What happened to Slammer? Yeah. Okay, there you are. Hey, neighbor, did that box work out for you? No, because we figured out that's a two-bill. It won't work on this. So if you want it back or not, if not, I'll work a deal with you, and I'll just I might put it in my truck. That's that right. That's that right. It's just the two bills wasn't enough. Two bills too much. Too much? Yeah, it's swinging right at 200 watts. Well, yeah. Come on, Crazy Man. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that box can't take but 150. That's that right. You say Crazy Man? Yeah. We're going to get laughing at y'all guys too. You know, over 987 out there. He's trying to tell y'all what kind of radio you're talking on. I'm sorry, I didn't hear him. I can't hardly hear on this radio. I think something out of the relay needs to be cleaned. And so, you'll have to 10-5. What about 987? Yeah, 410. I hear you. Okay. No, we appreciate you coming in and doing it. We'll turn it back over to 21. I could hear him that time. I turned the volume wide open, and I could hear him in there. I could. I had to be careful and jump back on it, because here you come blasting in, you know. So, yeah, I heard you 987. If you can hear me, I got a little trouble with this radio here. I think it, been sitting around, and the relay needs to be cleaned, but no big deal. Anyway, appreciate you getting out there.
I can't hear him either. But that could be this radio.
Oh, some of this music I can't hear, but the difference now. Yeah, 410. 15-4. Hello, how you doing out there? Uh-oh. You shake it more than twice, you pay with it now. What the hell is that? You got it? Crazy Man and Night Ranger and Slammer, I got to run inside just for a minute there. Somebody get in there and Get everybody going. I'll be back. All right. 987 there? Yeah, he is for saying, go ahead. Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah, this radio is not picking him up at all, but it probably, you know, this thing's been sitting in a box forever, so probably needs to be lined up.
I think everybody out there can't hear nobody out there.
Well, the receive does seem to be a little down. Are you barefoot over there, or you got something turned on?
What's that?
Crazy man. Crazy man, you got something turned on over there, or you just running the straight radio?
Straight radio.
Okay, well, that explains why I didn't have the signal I was expecting, but yeah, this radio probably needs an alignment and a cleaning and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, 410. I got two of them down in the ditch.
I've got I actually have one of these new in the box, still in the plastic. A Regency CR-230 that I got years ago. I need to pull it out. I got this because I had this radio back in the 70s. I had a Midland 23 channel, and then at 13 years old, I didn't have enough sense, or maybe even 12. I didn't have sense to keep my fingers out of it, and I blew it up. But so I got it fixed, and then I gave it to somebody else to put extra channels in it, and then he blew it up permanently. And he gave me one of these radios to replace the one he blew up. So I had one of these from like 1978. You know, I think I actually still had it in the 80s, but I wasn't using it as much. This was the radio that I used on that recording on my website of the devil trying to run Lounger off the CB from 1981. This is the same model radio I was using then.
Crazy, y'all getting a buzzing noise? Try it again. It's pretty quiet over this side, neighbor. Telephone. I don't know, there must be a transformer or something going over bad over here by me. How about that moderator out there at 755? What do you say, 21? Yeah. You're supposed to be helping me moderate. Yeah, I'm on it now. I was just trying to figure out what the heck that noise was, where it was coming from.
I can hear that duck quack in there.
Well, no one else could hear it but you. I'm glad that you heard it.
Yeah, boom.
Yeah, I don't know what it was. I was tripping out a little minute. Okay. All right, we got more junkies out there. High 21. Yeah, I was thinking you could type in there and say hello to them. Gotcha, I'm on it. Okay.
Mark/Alexander the Great showed up in the chat, at least on mine.
Yeah, he's shunning me. Hey, 21, is that got 4 meters on it like the others, like the DAC 10 that I've seen? That 10 point is exactly like the DAC 10, except the DAC 10 has got a black plastic readout underneath the meters showing you your own sideband and stuff like that, but they're basically the same except for that. That's that right. That's a real pretty radio with all those meters on it. You don't need no lights. If all the lights are lit up in there, that joke is pretty bright. I know it, yeah. I've seen some guys put some blue lights in there and all like that, but I didn't want to do that. But I tell you what, though, those lights, if you don't know where to get them at for these radios, they'll break you. But I found a place that sells them for guitar stuff. They sell guitar equipment, and you can get those bulbs like for $2.50 a piece. They got them on eBay. It says DAC bulbs like $10 a piece. That's that right. Then you got to tear the radio apart pretty good, or they pretty easy to access? You just pull the meter, you pull the cover right off, and they're in there. The only thing is they're soldered in. There's nothing. It just goes from one side to the other. A little small wire that coming out. It's like a little glass tube in there, frosted tube in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I always wonder about how difficult they was, but they sure look good when they all lit.
10-4, yeah, 10-4. Well, I'm going to cut the lights off in a minute there, and I don't want Crazy Man getting too amorous over there. The Crazy Man, are you in there?
No, man, you're sitting past teenagers, guys.
Yeah, I don't want that. I don't mean anything now. When I cut this lights off in here, that don't mean nothing.
Okay, I can see pretty good sometimes.
Okay.
Although this is not CB related, I got to. I had a milestone today. I've been running the Shadow Storm web server on a 2004 IBM ThinkPad laptop for almost 10 years, non-stop. And the operating system, which was Linux, was getting so outdated. I just get to where I couldn't update it anymore in the laptop because it was so old. I couldn't put the newer versions of Linux on it. So that laptop, that 2004 IBM ThinkPad laptop, finally got retired. It's been running 24-hour days, 7 days a week for almost 10 years. And it got retired today, and I put in the new CentOS VM server on KVM Linux. So, milestone. Those are the IBM ThinkPads. They were built. They were built to last.
That's on your website?
Yeah, the whole Shadow Storm server, mail server, web server, DNS server. You know, all of it. Yeah, I switched over to a Linux CentOS 7 on a virtual machine running under KVM.
Yeah, well, where did Shadow Storm come from? Where is that? How did that come about?
Back when I was in my early 30s, I was real big into gaming. A lot of us were playing online games. Quake was real big back then, like 1996, I think it was. And so we were all putting out web pages that had something to do with, gaming online. And so I was looking for something like that, and it was hard to find a good name. And finally, I found ShadowStorm.com wasn't taken, so I got that. Did I keep my mic, or did it stay keyed all the way?
Is that you?
No, that's some idiot come out of dead radio.
No, that was me. I unkeyed the radio a little bit. Sorry. Anyway, all the way back in 1996, I was big into gaming in my early 30s, and I was looking for a website name that had, similar to some of the games that were out at the time. And eventually I found Shadow Storm wasn't taken. There was a lot of stuff that was already taken, and so that's why I got that. Did you get it that time? Mine keyed my mic a little bit, I think, by accident a minute ago.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah, Crazy Man already had you pegged as an idiot, Roger.
Well, I'm not an idiot, but I can make some stupid mistakes occasionally. And Crazy Man, here you go. There's the squeaky.
Thank you.
Yes, idiots do stupid stuff all the time. Smart people only occasionally do idiot stuff.
Hey, Crazy Man.
But even smart people can do dumb stuff every now and again, that's for certain. I think of all the things I've done that made me stupid, made me feel stupid, was running around the house looking for my glasses for about 10 minutes, only to walk past the bathroom and look in the mirror and see that my glasses were sitting on top of my head. Now that made me feel dumb. Yeah, I'd pushed them up, so they were straight up, and I forgot they were sitting on my head, and at some point I looked around and was like, where's my glasses?
I've been involved on that conversation. I did many times. Sometimes I wasn't so much and I lay them down in the house, I thought I still had them on my head. When I get in my truck and start to back up and shit, I can't have a seat. Listen, wait a minute, oh hell, I ain't got them on. I got the shit truck off, go back in the house and get them.
What time I saw you, crazy man, you had 2 pairs of glasses on. I said, I saw that on Fred Sanford. That wasn't nothing new.
Oh, I'm so glad you've seen that then.
You used to go to the funeral home and get them those glasses are all right.
I didn't do it. I was trying to come back to Earth. Where's my glasses? I ain't give them. I give them to 21.
I don't use them.
So anyway, back to the original thing. If you go to shadowstorm.com now, yeah, you're hitting a brand new server. As of today, went online.
Does it look pretty?
It looks the same, but it's faster.
Oh.
I got to where I needed to update Apache and bind, and the libraries on the old version of Linux were so out of date. I couldn't compile the source code for Apache or the bind DNS server. So at that point, it was getting pretty hairy to update at that point. So I said, all right, time for a new one. So I put CentOS 7 on it, which is the same as Red Hat Enterprise 7. That's what the Department of Defense and a lot of the big boys run on their high volume internet servers.
Some form of lost and found Bennett retirement home there at 425 said. Found Alexander the Great.
I saw a tan and brown DNA Raider on eBay in pretty good condition that Alexander the Great had. I just about picked it up and started wondering whether I should get it and dangle it in front of him. He used to have one of those.
And for what did it finally go for?
You know, I wasn't watching. I didn't see the final price. I think the starting bid was like $75 plus shipping, but I wasn't watching it.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm so scared to buy anything now from the people that ship stuff. I mean, it's terrible, you know. They put newspaper in there, and, you know, the cotton picking radio will come there with the meters crushed and tubes busted inside, and I asked him ahead of time, I said, please take it apart and put some foam down in there, and that one guy put like one little piece of foam about the size of a shoe insert inside of a box one time, and the tubes was just pieces of glass in there, you know. But anyway, I don't know. I'm almost scared to buy anything anymore.
I had a Regency CR-142 base that got destroyed. The person put it in a box that was just big enough to fit it with no packing, and yeah, it came in and the knobs were pushed to one side, bent, and the channel selector was cracked. And yeah, I just threw it away.
Hey, Crazy Man and everybody out there, and Lucky said hello. He's just checking y'all out on YouTube. Lucky, is Crazy Man too loud on my radio? I can turn him down over here.
Mark said he got a package on eBay and somebody had pillows stuffed in it for packaging.
Well, did he get there okay?
You didn't say. Did he get there okay, Mark? He said yes. I know I had a 23 channel Sears Road Talker came in, and as soon as I opened that box, I was like, it was obvious whoever owned that thing was a pot smoker, man. I cracked the lid on that thing, and pot smoke rolled out of it. Yeah, that box and that radio smelled like a joint.
I was wondering why after a few minutes of talking on it, you started acting funny.
Yeah, get on here and go, hey, man, I feel like listening to some Leonard Skinner, man.
Freebird.
Free bird. Can you play Gimme 3 Steps?
Hello. Bottle caps said boo.
Hey, 21, do you know what a deadhead says when he runs out of pot?
No.
He says, hey, wait, this music sucks.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just CB right now. CB radio there, bottle cap. Go ahead. We're up here near Moss Corner and Somerville and Goose Creek area there. Where'd you say you were? Roger, on Somerville City Square. Well, that radio sounded pretty good. What kind of radio and mic do you have? Pensacola? Well, it sounds good. It really does. It's got a good, clean sound to it. I take it you're in a mobile, right? Roger. Well, I don't know if you have a handle or a number, but anyway, I go by 21, and there's Night Ranger and Crazy Man and 755 and a couple other ones out there. Roger. You're not a truck driver, are you? 10-4. I didn't know if you were or not. That 425 wanted to know if you were a truck driver there, and I thought I'd just ask you there. But do you live around this area?
Be right back.
410, yeah, I went to that school. Yeah, well, anyway, every Saturday night we try to get in here. There's been a lot of stuff going on for me the last month or so, and I haven't been able. I've been out of town and whatnot, and Night Ranger, he's been out of town. He's doing a live video gate right now as well on YouTube. The name of his channel is Carol, the space INA Pirate, Carolina Pirate there, and he's doing the same thing, and he's got a showing his radio and stuff that he's talking on, and his so-called reverse preamp there, right? Here on that, well, it's doing good. Like I say, on Saturday night at 8 o'clock, we get in here and do it. So come on back next Saturday or anytime. This is the channel we kind of hang around on. They let us talk on this channel, right? Night Ranger, you got a new customer coming on. I can self-promote someone else's channel, I guess, over the radio. See, I'm not actually typing anything. I can't help it. I don't know what you can or can't do on YouTube. I don't know. Whatever it is, I don't know. I just do whatever. Then I don't beg for, I just beg for forgiveness. I don't ask for permission. Bottle cap, I tell you what, this not this particular radio right here, but one like this, except it was this one wasn't done by the guy. But back whenever everybody was buying these radios back in the day, there was about 10 people around the area that had them, the DAC 10s and DAC 9s. They took them all down to Jacksonville, Florida, to a guy down there. His handle was Papa Top. He was some kind of expert on radios and all. And he got them where the modulation on them was out of this world, you know, and it had good power and all like that. But the neighbors in my neighborhood, I was running with another DAC 9 that I've got. It's not working right now. And boy, they hated me, you know. They sure did. I bled on everything, and I know what you're talking about. Now with these newer TVs and all and whatnot, and people on all those little stupid portable phones, we don't have that much trouble with, and so that's a good thing. Alexander the Great. I'm talking on the radio to you, okay. numbers anyway? I can't remember.
173.
Okay there, Slam, 173 in the Carolinas. Appreciate you stopping by for a little radio night. And you're doing good in that automobile, that truck. And I appreciate it. We're back out.
Next one, I appreciate that. There's that new SR-10 specialist out there with Lieutenant. And he's doing pretty well from what I hear. Anyway, I haven't tried, so now I got a hooked up, that's what I'm talking on. That wasn't on the side. You get that antenna from George up. Roger. I know what that was coming in there.
Night Ranger, you're not running it on Skipgate, are you? You're running it on Carolina Pirate? You gotta put a space between Carol, like Carol, and then Anna, and then capital Pirate. If you put it all together, it might not work.
It's on YouTube.
It's on YouTube, just like, yeah.
I must have a bad transformer going mad somewhere around me because I got a little buzzing in my radio.
You might have some of that wacky weed like, what you call them? Night Ranger was talking about. Somebody might have had one of them in one of those radios you got and you just now starting to get connected with it.
No, I don't think so. But I don't know. It just started a little while ago, so, I mean, it's not hurting me, but I can just hear it. And it's covering a little bit, like them kind of guys way out there, it's covering them up a little bit, but other than that, it's doing good.
10-4 on that there. The bottle cast wants to know if you still got CB radios. Oh yeah, they got them at the truck stop and go online to Copper's Electronics. I used to like H&Y Electronics. Someone told me that was the back door of Copper's Electronics, and there's a whole bunch of them out there. But Copper's would probably be a good one to get, and just an entry-level mobile radio, and then go from there.
And also, you can get them on Amazon. You can get good deals on Amazon too. That's correct.
What was that?
It's all right. They ain't getting over no. Worldwide, I heard that worldwide.
Alright, I'm back. Had to take the dog out.
Who was that, this Slammer?
Somebody was coming out of John's Owen saying something. I don't know who the other guy was.
Yeah, somebody's got a real, got off channel a little bit there, trying to get in there. They'll have to get on channel a little bit better for you there, Slammer.
Yeah, tell folks, definitely, because I don't think those are going to bother us on that.
It's 987 right there. I don't know, he must have pumped something up.
No, it wasn't 987. It was somebody else on the island. It wasn't 987. I could tell him. But it was somebody else said he was coming off of John's Island.
He's got mental disabilities. He can't talk right now.
Now, when did you just key it up and make an aggravating try to get your teeth off? There's not on John's arm. He put between 6 and 7 on me.
That's correct. When crap hits the fan, this is all we're going to have left, so we might as well keep it going. Bottle caps, you're correct.
Night Ranger, can you put a link on there for your YouTube channel?
I did. nr.shadowstorm.com. It's in the chat. Just go to nr, like Night Ranger, nr.shadowstorm.com. It'll take you right to it.
Take it to the YouTube live?
Yeah, just type in nr.shadowstorm.com and it'll take you right to my YouTube channel.
Well, okay, I didn't know that.
And if you type in 21.shadowstorm.com, it'll take you to yours.
How about if I typed in crazyman.com, shadowstorm.com over there?
DNS error. No DNS entry.
Would it be like a monkey with a hammer sitting there?
No, it wouldn't do anything. You just say no DNS entry.
That'll just make your FWRs real high. There you go, neighbor.
Yeah, this is definitely vintage. This is, like I said, this is the radio I was using on that recording on my webpage where Greg was trying to run the devil off. This is the radio I was talking on back in December 1981. And that was a long time ago, back before my girlfriend was a drug addict. She was actually worth something then.
Well, I'll tell you what, that picture you sent me of that one, that butterfly, lady butterfly, I mean, man, I tell you, I don't know. Anyway.
Well, I sent you two. I sent you a picture of Butterfly and I sent you a picture of my sister. So the real Night Ranger's sister, because she kept talking about that TV anchor woman.
Yeah, well, I wasn't going to say anything about your sister now. I mean, I've got a little more respect for you about that. I might tell Crazy Man something about her, but I wouldn't tell you anything. But I will tell you something about that one that was your old friend there, the butterfly, and, you know, because, yeah, well, I was just saying that that lady on Channel 5, the weather lady, looked something like you. And I don't know how it got around to where that it became your sister, but it was all in fun.
You know, I wasn't upset or anything. I just figured, you know, you kept saying that, so I figured I'd show you the real Night Ranger's sister. My sister, she won when she was like, 18 or 19 or 17 or something like that. She won the she won the Miss Junior Miss pageant for Rock Hill. She didn't win the South Carolina Miss Junior Miss, but she did win it for Rock Hill.
I got a lot of it.
Yeah, it's a mascot. You know, all teams gotta have a mascot. And they're not doing too well getting over on anybody, so I don't know why they keep doing it. I hear everybody pretty clear.
I don't have much on it.
I got about a 1.
Alright, anyway. Stay back.
Breaker, let me get a radio check.
Red radio check. Radio check. Gotcha. sick. Better spit it out, because it's all blowing to you. Yeah, I think they're smoking too much of that wacky tobacco already. Don't have blowing it up in the nose.
Go over and look at More Junkies YouTube channel. He's got like about 100 motorcycles, lawnmowers out there. Man, I tell you, he's got, all kind of stuff, neat lawnmowers there, you know. And, man, I don't know where he gets all the time to do all he does, but he does all kind of stuff.
Who is that you talking about?
More junkie, like a lawnmower, more junkie. He lives up there in the Midlands up there, and he keeps telling me where he lives at. I keep forgetting, somewhere up past Columbia. One night we were having a little radio night, and Big Ben 500 was able to hear him, and then 10-5 back to us for more junkie.
Oh, tempo, that's cool.
If I had my vertical beams up like I used to have, I might have been able to hear him, but with the flat side, if he had flat side, I'd be all over him with them. But I know one time a guy was up in Tabor City, North Carolina, and I had like about 1 pound on him vertical, and when I went to flat side, both of us was on the flat side, it was like about 9.5 dB. It was boom, you know.
Yeah, tempo on that.
On channel 14, around 9 o'clock, they have that coal land up there in North Carolina area, Atlanta, sorry, not Atlanta, but North Georgia, and different states call in. I made it a couple of times. I made a couple of videos of it, but I had a vertical set of beams up then. But they stay on channel 14, so if you don't have any chance of trying to do anything over there like that, because you try to get on there to talk somebody way out that they're just going to come in there with a 1 pound and knock them out. You know, just a 1 pound is all they need.
Yeah, tempo.
They couldn't get them if they had to. They just don't want you to do it, that's all.
Yeah, Roger. I understand.
Ranger, you still in there?
Yep,
Mark still over there?
as far as I know.
Okay. Rural line 425, get over there.
Yeah.
Info, good to go. Got more junkie.
I haven't seen him. If he's over here, he hasn't said anything.
Got you 97.
You hear some of that electrical static still from some of those storms that passed through earlier.
Oh, yeah. 987 was calling. Yeah, I can hear him now. Before, I couldn't even get him. I got like a good copy on him now.
987. I can't hear you on this radio. It's probably this old radio though.
He's weathering in at you.
Oh, there's Mower Junkie. There he is.
Yeah, I'm going to say hello to more junkie on the radio and then type it in too. That's a double thing there. I'm going to key down twice. routine again. Oh no. What do you say, the terrace? We had a raccoon in the group. Oh no. I'll be right back. I never did go get me any water. I gotta go now. Tempo. What's that green stuff on your arms? Huh?
How about a radio check?
It's working, radio check.
Hello there, Cruiser Mac. Glad you can join us.
Mark wants to know where Crazy Man went. Are you over there munching on some chicken, or let me guess, munching on chicken or ice cream?
Chicken earlier. Ice cream. I got that too. Last one.
I was in Bilo. I saw him putting the chicken out. I thought about going over there and getting some.
I had a bunch of them in there. Nice first too. $6 or something for the 8 pieces of chicken.
Who you got there, Crazy Man? What? I said, who you got out there?
Oh, the Night Ranger.
I can't hear you. This noise is covering you up.
Well, I'm cranking all I can crank right now. His neighbor's over there are watching Oprah. He doesn't want to interfere. What he says, the two old biddies.
Somebody can hear him.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
What's on my radio?
I can barely hear you. That's what I was saying.
I ain't got cut on that No shoes, no socks on.
Yeah, that's why I can't hardly hear you. That's why I was asking you.
No, I ain't got nothing like that on. I'm supposed to dug some head off his body, though.
Yeah, I can't understand what you're saying. I know you're saying something, but I can't understand what you're saying.
He's only got one duck and half a bullfrog right now.
There's a bullfrog on before he breaks both his legs. Two videos they ain't got both of them broken. I can't talk on them. That's the only ones left.
This radio's hanging on with his last leg. Man, I plugged up a Roy 609 and I got to clean the channel selector. It was like every other channel. It was jumping off to some weird channel. It probably just needs the contacts cleaned on the channel. But it was like channel 1, 2, 3, 7, channel 4, 5, 6, 12. It was doing all kind of weird crap. Get some contact cleaner in there. Probably clean that channel selector wafer switch up. That'll probably fix that.
Emma, you got son, you got a copy on me now?
Yeah, I definitely got a copy on you now.
I've been on the 14, I'm tearing them up right now, then.
Who cares about that? At least somebody can hear you.
Thought I keyed up for a minute.
We'll get them over here. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't give a damn about that. At least somebody can hear. I'm having to turn the hearing aids on so I can hear you.
I got an ear trumpet. Hold on, baby. Oh.
There's a couple people out there saying hello, 21.
Hello, who that is?
Cruiser Mac is saying hello.
Who?
Cruiser Mac.
Oh, yeah, on the computer. Yeah, I hollered at him. I said hello there. I was trying to listen for somebody. I get mixed up with trying to key down the computer and not the radio.
10-4. I already told him thanks for coming in.
10-4.
Maybe you better watch it there now. Sometimes you can get a hernia in your eardrum making a heavy lift.
I know, and it's something, I tell you, I ain't getting no younger over here. They trying to kill this old man.
Yes, they're right.
And I keep asking 21, what is that green stuff on your arm?
Oh, that's what I was painting on some stuff on the tractor. That's the John Deere green right there.
Okay, I was wondering. I didn't know if you was weed eating earlier and you just didn't wipe your arm off.
That even stayed on there after I took a shower a while ago. That's pretty good paint.
Yeah, that's why it's John Deere green, buddy.
Yeah, 10-4 John Deere green.
Roger. Yeah, neighbor, I thought I was having to get you to 10-5 for me for a little bit there, buddy.
Yes, they're right. That's what I said. Be careful, man. Them caretakers that give you a hernia in your eardrum, you'll be walking around like you got earrings on. You'll be wondering why.
Neighbor, did you hit any skip this week? I didn't hear a load of light coming in.
No, not a whole lot. I think, them caretakers down there in the blue waters coming out of Barbados and all and Jamaica, and they were in there. But, it's their time in the sun right now. But judging by what I'm hearing, Hey, they won't be in there too much longer, and then we'll start getting our regular Southwest, down around Louisiana, Mississippi, all in that area, and up there around the coal country, around Detroit, Ohio, and that'll come in. We got about another month of these conditions there, right?
New York, too.
Yeah, usually by Memorial Day, it's usually wide open on the Memorial Day weekend.
Costa Rica out there the other day, I talked to them for a minute. I was very shocked on that one. I hadn't heard that one come in yet.
That's that right. I wish I heard that. I think I heard that guy one time out there around Costa Rica. I'd like to talk to him. I was stationed there for about 2 years at the embassy down there, right?
Yeah, Tilfo. Yeah, I definitely made a good contact with him. He sounded real clear, and like I probably had about 7 pounds on him, and he had good reception on me. So it was a good little chat there, wasn't it?
That's that right. If you ever get a chance to go that way, make sure you go, man. That's a beautiful country down there.
Yeah, me and my wife was talking about going down there on doing one of them cruises going down there, Roger.
Yes, that right. Yes, that right. It's a beautiful place, man. Beautiful country. And the way they got it set up, you know, no trouble, nothing like that. It's just, during them 2 years I was down there, I never saw a fight the whole time I was there. And I lived in the bars there, right?
I heard that. Yeah, my sister, as a matter of fact, she's went there a couple times on a couple of cruise ships. So she said it is beautiful out there. She said that's one place if she ever had a choice to live other than the United States. That's one place she would definitely go.
She got that right there. She's been there, because I said that often. That if for some reason I couldn't live here, I'd be a Costa Rican.
Yeah, Tilfo. Alright, I see 45 grand is out there. Hello, back to you there, 45 grand, 755, the slam is waving. Waving.
Hey, good evening to you, 987. Good evening to you.
Let's show this mic here. Give me a second. Yeah, I just want to let you know, 45 grand said he couldn't make it this weekend, but he'd try next weekend there, Tempo. Roger, yeah. Tempo. Yeah, 10-5 for 987, 45, 987 said hello.
Works a lot better with that cover off, 21.
Yeah. He's getting the feel for it.
That's it, right? You wondered why you was muffled.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I'll be back in a second. I go inside, give me some tea. I'll be right back. Hey, back here. Hey, back here. Hey. This man coming by tomorrow, you don't know. No, yeah, I might coming over there to see your tiger. Slammer gonna go to the flea market again. Oh, no, I don't think he's done anything over there. He found some, bought him 4 of them down game carts, drinking glasses. Oh. Some hard dollar ones that just don't sweat. remember back in the day, blind man having that, they had that CB shop up there and the thing. He wasn't doing it. What's his name? That other guy was up there in Latson.
I never knew that. Sound like even I put my, I don't want to set my own TV up over here then. That's weird.
Tearing up your own TV.
Set my own TV up.
Yeah.
You didn't do that.
Wet weather, man. Wet weather.
Might be, you never know. Oh, Mikey, Lower Junkie said nice mic, dear 21.
Oh, thank you.
I just heard Boney. I think he was calling for you.
I don't have enough power there on this reverse preamp to get him there. I'm just listening to people there.
Yeah, right.
Hello, Boney. Hello, Boney. 21 waving. Yeah.
I think he's pulling my leg.
Was it too short?
Yep.
Oh.
Well, yeah, my ears are about too short for crazy, man.
Oh, no.
Well, fellas, I think I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to hang it up. I really enjoyed it. It's been a pleasure as always. We'll do it again next week, no doubt about it. Y'all know who it is. I'm clearing y'all.
All right, dear neighbor, you have yourself fun. I'll get with you this week. We'll straighten things out. I want to make sure that both are happy. You have a blessed night, and I'll see you soon. I got 15 points. Catch you later. You take care. Have a good real until next weekend. Catch you later. They call me 116, the crazy man. We're back out.
I got 15-4. Recon Ranger, 21, back out.
Yeah, down right with 21. My neighbor, 755 the Slammer. Crazy man. We appreciate the pump down, man. Always a pleasure on this there sugar, man. I got to get out there now because all these reverse preamps making my SWRs higher. Bye.
Okay. Crazy man, you made his SWRs go up.
Oh, no, that sounds like busting bump. And my ears ain't hurting no more.
Oh, no.
He's going to bed early. Must be, yeah, old age catching up with him. Having to go to bed that early, or he was sleep deprived from last night.
I tell you what, I had to beat myself to get out of bed this morning, man. And then I've been working on that equipment trailer all day and some other stuff out in the yard. And I'm kind of glad it started raining. I was able to take a break, went inside and got cleaned up and took a little nap. I don't think I wanted to sleep, but I said, man, I can't go to sleep. I got to do all radio night. So I laid around and watched TV till about 6 o'clock, and then I jumped up and came on out here.
Well, we sure glad you did. But you gotta be like all us old fellas. You gotta say it's time to take a break. You gotta just tell yourself, we gotta take a break. Cause I'm a go-getter just like you are. But I'm having to do it myself. I gotta learn to tell myself that it's time to quit.
Therefore,
Well, I was finishing up the new mail server today and played some Red Dead Redemption on the Sony PlayStation 3, and then also been trying to get this stupid rat out of the garage. Not a mouse, a rat. Got in there and chewed up the wires on the garage door sensors. I had to repair that. I got a bunch of traps out. he got on one of those sticky traps, and he managed to get himself off of it. I may have scared him bad enough. He had to leave a bunch of fur behind to get off that sticky trap. But anyway, I got a bunch of mouse traps and rat traps and sticky traps all out there trying to get that stupid rat out of there so he didn't chew up any more wires.
Is it a rat or squirrel?
It's a rat, a big fat one. I went in there and it was, I saw stuff pulled out. I said, man, that's too big for a mouse to pull that out. And I thought maybe a raccoon had gotten in there, but then I went in there and there's a big fat brown rat. And then I went to close the garage door, and it wouldn't close. And I looked over and the receiver was sitting there blinking. It wasn't getting the light from the other side. And I looked in there and that stupid thing had chewed all the wires up on the light transmitter for the door sensor. So I had to go in there and take out the bad wire and then, hook it back up with some good wire and get that fixed. So I've been trying to kill him, run him off, whatever. I almost had him with the BB gun, and then he ran. I was going to shoot him with that.
You don't have any rat poison?
I don't want to put that in there because the dog will get in there and eat it.
No.
That beagle of mine, that nose of hers, you can't hide anything from that dog's nose. She'll be in there eating it.
Yeah.
If I didn't have a pet, I would, but with her around, I don't ever want to put rat poison out. So 2 mouse traps, 1 great big rat trap, 3 sticky traps. He already got stuck in one of the sticky traps. Cost him a bunch of fur to get off of it. He did manage, but that may have scared him out of the garage getting stuck to that big sticky trap. He's strong. That's a strong little critter. Stuff that he was grabbing, pulling across the floor and stuff. Hopefully he's gone, but if not, there's multiple traps waiting on him.
Well, how do you keep your beagle from getting out?
Well, the beagle doesn't normally get in the garage, and so I don't let her in there to go stick her nose in there. I put some cheese in there. Yeah, if I opened that door, she'd be in there sticking her nose in it. She did stick her nose in one of them. I had one in the house getting rid of a mouse out of the house, and I heard a snap back in the bedroom, and yeah, she found it.
Roger.
The other night when he was in there before I had all the cheese traps, mouse traps out, I opened that door and let her in there, and she was sniffing around trying to find him. That's getting stuck to that sticky glue trap may have scared him because he drug it across the floor trying to get away from it before he finally got off of it, but he left a bunch of fur behind, so that may have scared him. Maybe he's gone, but we'll find out.
Yeah.
If I'd have come in there and he'd have still been stuck to that trap, yeah, buddy, I'd have gotten the BB gun and he'd have been done then. But he got off the sticky trap before I could get in, before I found him.
Hello there, Butterbean. 755 in the Carolinas. We're waving. Butterbean's one of them that's up there in North Georgia that's call-in on 14 and we can't get on anymore. Yeah, telephone. They'll never stop me. Okay. Just tell me you're the sheriff. I tell them to mess me up going, oh, so I'm going to take care of my problems against y'all. I just bring the dog. They know that too. Just I was sitting there watching my cop show, and they trying to run from the dog. The dog always gets them.
Night Ranger, was that there? Who's recording?
Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Night Ranger, I mean. I couldn't hear him talking earlier. The noise was covering him up.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I had almost a pound and a half of that crap. I don't know what it was, but it was killing me over here.
Sometimes you might get it out of space out there. He's in the air out there doing all that sometimes.
What you scanning there for? 21.
Hello, Cruiser Mac. He said he's heading out, man. Appreciate him stopping in.
Alright, here, Cruiser Mac. Thanks for coming in.
Okay.
That radio, that's a nice looking radio you got there. Definitely, I like that.
Okay.
What kind of mic you got on there?
It's a black TUP9 D104. I'm not sure. I stuck it in front of the camera.
Okay, I must have missed that.
I'm gonna do it again.
I'm gonna watch it.
And then this goes on it too. Hang on. Cover, black cover, leather light.
Okay, I ain't seen it yet.
Dang.
I ain't seen it on my phone yet.
Alright, what are you seeing right now? Look at the modulation meter on the radio. I'm gonna hold it on, let's see, I'm gonna get right there. It's 80. Let's see, I can't get it on there. Audio. Way down, man. Way down. Way down. Audio.
Okay, I see what's happening. You're getting time delayed. Like a minute or so. Because I finally seen the mic come up. He was picking it up, shaking it around. Yeah. But it's time delayed.
Yeah, there's a little lag in there. No, 425, I haven't got really any glass on there except the one, the 26L6 GCs in this DAC, transmit and modulation tubes in there. That's only 2 tubes it's got. And I don't have anything else there, just that's what I've got right there. You see that right there? That's one thing there. But I just use that for my preamp. Quiet, I thought I still keyed down.
That thing's got a lot of time delay.
Yeah, I can't turn the power down on this radio here. I can turn the mic gain down. Hello. See that right there? Or I can turn the plate current down, up and down. You see RF power. Plate current right there. Modulation there. Hello. about it. No, that's a Phantom. Yeah, I can't turn that down. I can't turn the plate current down unless I go inside the radio. That's just a relative reading. It isn't that accurate on that radio and on that meter. I never messed with it to try to calibrate it. I have some other DACs. I got about 10 DAC radios, DAC 10s, DAC 9s. I even got I'll show you one I got here. Maybe a lot of people never even seen them. Hang on. That's a DAC 4 mobile radio. I got it brand new. I was the only one ever talked on it there. I bought it off eBay. And I have it on old radio night. But that's a DAC 4 mobile right there. So that's the mobile. There's a couple of them mobiles that DAC made. I'm talking on the radio. Anyway, I'm supposed to be talking on the computer.
He gets confused.
I hear you. Evening down there, yes, sir. Night, Ranger.
Yeah, I think your noise settled down so you can hear me.
Yeah, I'll finally be able to hear you now, buddy. Good evening. Evening to you.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, that old noise was tearing me up earlier.
Fortunately, it's pretty quiet back here where I am. When I first moved here, it was noisy, but then the transformer outside exploded, and when they replaced it, it got quiet.
Yeah, Telephone, I think that's what's going on over here. I think there must be a transformer or something going bad. Because like I say, it's only done it a couple times, and tonight it was right at the wrong time. So, but it was messing me up trying to hear everybody. But it's gone away now, thank goodness.
Well, I tell you what, about a mile up the road, I wouldn't want to live up there, though, after all that, one of those, what was it, Matthew? One of those storms that came through here. Whatever it did, it wreaked havoc on something up there in the power lines, cable or something. Man, when I got up there with the mobile, it was raising hell there for about a year or two after that storm came through.
Roger. Yeah, well, hopefully, whatever it does, it hurts pop or whatever it's going to do, and that way they can replace it soon there, Roger.
You know, it's far enough the road, I don't really hear it, you know, from here. But the one, when I first moved here, what, 9 years ago, 8.5 years ago? Yeah, it was pretty noisy. Then one day I heard boom, and there went the power.
Yeah, telephone there.
I didn't hear White Dog in here tonight.
I think you're gonna hear him like that.
What? Where's White Dog?
Scared somebody come in and jump on him again.
Nobody in there to say, I hear you.
I told him the other day last weekend I went over to his house. I didn't pay no attention to them idiots out there.
send you the doggone video down or something when you knob so you can't hear them on yours.
Well, he used to fight all the time. When I first moved into the area, I remember you'd hear him fighting up on Channel 35 all the time.
We've been fighting them idiots out there for a long time. Dad come all the way over here in Berkeley County to jump on us. They can't do it on the Perk Circle or Jamestown and all that. They got to come over here and jump on us. That's how bad their videos are.
Well, if you're talking about who I think you're talking about, they regularly, that channel regularly fights among itself. I've heard a number of nights where they were going at it.
I heard them over here on 14 going at it. Keying up on Blade Runner.
Well, I won't mind that. We damn sure wouldn't mind that, dear Roger.
Yeah, you right now, Blade Runner can key up and put between 7 and 8 dB on me over here now.
Yeah. That's right. The way I heard he put his tower up, the first good windstorm, it ain't we up much longer.
He said he only had a 7, 8 feet in the air. Now he got a little bit stronger and he's around, I think it's 30 feet in the air now. Now maybe a storm will come and purify the airwaves.
Yeah, somebody told me today, the way he put it in, like I said, it ain't gonna be up long.
Maybe, I know a bunch of them need to take dead towers down too. Maybe a storm will come and purify the airwaves.
Yeah, telephone, well, like I say, the way he told me he put it in, like I said, what's to say, I don't think it's gonna last long.
Tony, did you ever get that rotor straightened out? Yeah, did you ever get your rotor working on that big beam?
Yeah, I got it working. What was happening is that the rotor cable wasn't long enough, and it's got a Jones cinch plug, 8-pin plug on it on this particular rotor box with the brake delay and all that stuff, and I wanted to keep that, so I didn't want to splice a bunch of wiring in there, so what I did, I went on eBay and bought some male and female Jones cinch plugs and made a jumper about 25 foot long, and I got it in here. I just haven't put it over there yet, and it's ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I got to fix one of my antennas. That last windstorm messed up my 6-element collinear array. I had it fixed, but apparently didn't do a very good job, so I got to repair it again. But I want to be ready because, within 2 or 3 weeks, we're going to be lit up with skip for the summer, and I want to be ready for it.
Yeah, Roger on that there. Yeah, I'm going to have to set back up my skip shooting station instead of, I'm going to have to figure out a way I can have, I know how to do it, but anyway, I'm going to have my skip station and my old radio night station.
Well, that's why I got 2 tables. I got the classic radio table, and then I got the Kenwood sitting over there hooked to all the horizontal antennas. So that's exactly what I did. My local station and my skip station.
Okay.
Let's see if I can put that 20 and 30 and 40 over on Rayovac again up there in Maine, like I did last summer when he on that video I sent you when I was popping him at 30 and 40 over.
I know it.
Made me feel a little bit guilty. He was talking to Too Tall, and Too Tall was local, putting about 9 on him, and he young kid, and I was in there at 20 and 30 over.
I've got, I used to have a setup like that with the radios there, but when I got started doing a lot of the old radio night stuff, I just kind of let the radio stay where they were, and now I'm taking them in the house right now and putting them in a room where I'm working on some stuff like that, and out here I was working on it out here, but it's easier in the house to work on stuff in there, so I'm kind of getting this straightened out. I've just been real busy, everything else going on, so it was getting
I've heard Texas in there a little bit. California was coming in a couple of days ago.
What do you think, California?
Yeah, I heard them in here. That within the past 4 or 5 days, there was one like California was in here about 8:30, 9 p.m.
Yeah, Tilfo. Like I say, I was hitting Costa Rica the other day pretty good. So he was right next door to me there, Roger.
Boy, the other day, there's one of those guys down there in the islands. He was mad about something, and he was going off. He wasn't fighting with somebody. He was mad about something that happened off the ZB, but he really was wound up. He was keying down for 15 minutes at a time, talking to his friend, blowing off steam about it on this channel.
Yeah, Tilfo, I think I was hearing that. I heard the back section of it, because he was raising a cane about something. He kept saying, you can't talk over me, you can't talk over me, or something.
Well, whatever he was talking about that I heard, it wasn't something that happened on the CB, but he was apparently pretty wound up about it, and he was talking to his local friend down there about it. But he was keyed up like I was sitting there, had the radio going in the background, and they hit me. I said, that guy hadn't unkeyed for like 10 or 15 minutes, just one long transmission ranting about whatever happened.
Yeah, Tilfo.
But it was one of those guys down there in the islands.
Roger. Gentlemen, I think I'm going to call it early night. I got stuff I got to get up and do in the morning. So Slammer 755 is going to put it out y'all later. I'm going to get back in these bushes and go lay my butt down. Y'all have a good one. I enjoyed it. All right, 21, Night Rangers, 97, and everybody else. Crazy Man, so forth. Y'all have a good one. All right, Slammer. Catch you sometime later on tomorrow. You don't let the bed bugs bite you. You do it, don't think about it. Catch you later, you take care. Have a good one, then.
All right, we'll talk to you later, Slammer, and I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, too. I got to practice guitar a little bit for the praise band. I got to play in a local praise band tomorrow, and I need to run over the music a little bit. So we'll enjoy it, guys, and I'll catch you in here later.
Okay, you take care. Have a good one. Pet your dog. Good night for me. All right, that's 755 and Night Ranger. You'll have a good one. Ain't gonna be long. I'm gonna do the same thing. I appreciate everybody coming by on the internet, worldwide, 425, and everybody else is still in there. You'll have a good one, man. We'll do it again next week. There's 21 Dirty Diaper gonna be standing by for a short.